This is English shorthand dictation number 17. Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. Admittedly, the first informant PW3 is highly educated person and postgraduate, as has been admitted by him in his cross-examination at page 8 of his cross-examination that he is MA LLB Stop. He has stated that he lives at home and does agricultural work, and since the matter was related to his prestige, he was very much nervous, and so instead of writing the written report himself, got it written by Harish Yadav on his dictation, and in dictating there was no problem. Stop. It is pertinent to mention that the father of the victim had come the very next day, but no reason has been assigned as to why the FIR was not lodged by father himself. Stop. PW1 and PW2 are only chance witnesses and have also stated to have inquired into with co-accused as to where the victim and accused appellant have gone, but even when no reply was given by them, they did not inform the first informant or father of the victim. Stop. Similarly, on alleged asking by PW1 and PW2 from Ram Manohar and others, not giving any threat by them is quite unnatural, while on mere inquiry by the first informant, they allegedly threatened him. Stop. The first informant has not assigned any reason when neither he was eyewitness of the occurrence nor got any information from alleged eyewitnesses, then why and on what ground he approached the family members of accused oblique appellant, that is co-accused persons, for inquiring about the victim. Stop. It is settled principle of law that the evidence of interested or related witnesses should be considered with caution, and until and unless it is found to be trustworthy, the conviction of accused on the basis of evidence of related or interested witness is not justified. Stop. Para. In view of the discussions made above and considering the unnatural conduct of PW1 and PW2, I am of the considered view that they are not proved to be eyewitnesses of the incident of enticing away victim by accused oblique appellant in presence of co-accused persons or otherwise, and their testimony is neither reliable nor trustworthy. Stop. In the light of documentary evidence available on record, learned counsel for the appellant invited attention of this court to the specific finding recorded by the tribunal, where it is said that the appellant, having failed to produce any record beyond 15th April 2003, thus suppressed the relevant evidence, hence the liability. Stop. It was argued that the tribunal, by making such an observation, clearly fell into an error once the relevant record of vehicle movement registered was made available up to 31st 5/2003. Stop. The submission put forth was carefully analyzed in the light of material placed on record. Stop. It is seen that photocopy of the agreement between the appellant and the owner, that is respondent number 2, placed on record, indicates that the offending vehicle had come in the operation of appellant under an agreement. Stop. In so far as the operation of vehicle as on 21st 4/2003 is concerned, there is no specific denial in the written statement by making a mention to the agreement and date of its validity. Stop. If any agreement between the appellant and owner of the offending vehicle had overrun its validity period as on the date of accident, there was no reason as to why such effect would not find mention in para 24 of the written statement. Stop. The denial of liability in paragraphs 37 and 38 also does not make a mention of the agreement which existed between appellant and owner of the vehicle. Stop.